We've seen a lot of rumors about the next Battlefield game supposedly taking place in the near future, and it might have highly destructible cities. It is hard to believe that it's been 7 years since the DLC dropped for a Battlefield set in modern times. We've seen a lot of rumors about the next Battlefield game supposedly taking place in the near future, and it might have highly destructible cities, massive weather events, huge player counts, murder robots, Osprey aircraft, and a host of other things. And of course, this has people excited. Now, we can't confirm it at this point, but what we can do is go back to Battlefield 3, 4, and Bad Company 2, all of which are set in modern times, and see if those rumors are even good or bad ideas.
Whoa. That's the stupidest idea. That's dumb. That's mental retarded idea type shit time right now. Alright. He's talking about a 10-year-old Battlefield game and comparing it with a fucking 20-year-old Battlefield game. Ain't that kind of retarded in 2021? And be like, we're going to be able to figure out what's the future lies in state. Look, Battlefield is simply a realistic, as real as it's finna get right now. For all any Arma ain't really got the same physics, don't got the same math, don't got the same any motherfucking graphics. Like there ain't nothing that's more that got this. I feel like it's the most simulation uh, shooter out there, especially if you play it on hardcore. And for him to say some stupid ass shit like that, let's compare it to some. What do you mean the storyline? If he was talking about the storyline, I wouldn't have no problem. He's talking about the fucking game. Ain't that kind of retarded? None of that shit's retarded. None of these motherfuckers. Look. You got, everybody got dumb neighbors and shit like that. But you ever have like a retarded neighbor? I feel like sometimes, and the neighbor, look. Everybody talking about you, fuck nigga. Look, I'm just using it as you as a point. Look at it. Bad Company. I never played. Okay, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Battlefield, and that's when you start seeing the numbers start to increase, start to blow up off of 3. Okay, now that's what the beginning of a lot of shit in Battlefield. Ever since then, the Frostbite engine has been improving with every fucking installment. If we can use that as a gauge, that every game they've come out with since Battlefield 3, there's been a huge improvement to something. Battlefield 4, for example, Battlefield 3 was like destructibility, right? There was more shit like shooting through doors and shooting through there's already people shooting through windows and shit, shooting, running over, fucking running through gates and shit with like vehicles and all that kind of shit, right? Battlefield 4, on the other hand, upped it by allowing like entire buildings and shit like that. Now I know he said some goofy ass shit like fucking the damn. You only see it from because you don't play this motherfucker, nigga. That's why. You mean all this fucking time been playing this shit? It only happens to me. I only see these niggas like jumping off. Oh shit! Look, shut up. Look, um, it's like this right here. Look. When I did this park, right? A lot of games, that's the destruction for a lot of stuff. All right, it's like bumper cars and shit. I just ran my bike into the damn thing and didn't wreck. That's the level for 99% of the games out there. Battlefield is slowly but significantly making more sense out of everything. Yes, if you look at my gameplay that I just did yesterday, right? You won't see like it's not like a lot of fucking destruction. You know what I mean? Nobody blew up that house over there, but you can blow up that house. Is the whole fucking point. It's like if somebody was to do it, right? It's not if anybody is doing it. Look at all these houses. None of them fucked up or nothing, right? But did you know that you can bomb all this shit and all these houses is down? You know what I mean? Because like right now, it's a strategic advantage for them to be hiding up in the houses, shooting through the windows and shit. That's probably how I got killed, right? But like for instance, if you look at this scene, this is me on the ground, screaming, looking for somebody to help me. Look, my homeboy over there fucked up. Everybody, I should have showed the whole video. We ran up in that, we stormed the room, and we all got killed. And then these two niggas showed up later on. He didn't have the syringe, so he couldn't help me. And you see right at the end, the little building fucking blows up, right? Because now you don't got no cover from the air. You don't have no cover from, you lose cover. It turns into a strategic thing too. Is it some shit that you know what I mean? Like, it's just more immersive, and what I mean by immersive is more believable. Like, there's some people that play this shit, and they're really motherfucking like picky. Like, they don't like it for this reason. They don't like it for this reason. This is the game that I feel like is gonna blow up the most after a while because it's the one that's inspiring the one that's winning right now. The one game that's winning right now, that's Call of Duty and shit, is slowly becoming more like Battlefield. All right, for somebody to be doing that type of shit and playing keep up, it must be a big deal to them too. You gotta have some kind of destruction. Like if you don't do it, like it's it's not like the worst thing in the world. Like it's not. But I've noticed in my gameplay, it's like a awe inspiring. It's like not inspiring, but more like well, probably inspiring if you was a game developer. It's inspire. It's like oh like a whoa like a wow type of moment and shit to see that kind of shit. Did you see me do any of that kind of shit right now? No. You know what I mean, it's really it's really up to the situation. Like it's possible. It's the whole point. You know what I mean, you could blow up these trains and shit. It's possible. Is anybody doing that shit? No, no, nobody's doing it. They just shot the window out, and I was running away. You know what I mean? That's it. But it's the fact that it's possible. Okay, don't let this. I'm gonna put IGN back. I mean, GameSpot back up here so he can make some more retarded comments. But I want you to keep this in mind. It's not a bad thing of the direction that they're going with. Andrew Wilson knows what the fuck he's talking about. If he doesn't know what their next plans is and shit, I suggest you go to that Vector's call meeting and listen what Andrew Wilson had to say. All right, he's saying that we can do over 100 motherfuckers on this battlefield, nigga, which is not something anybody really can do at this graphic fidelity on top of it. All right, now that's two things. If you do both of them combined, there's somebody that can make a shitty ass, ugly ass, dumb ass, whack ass, no physics in it, no math, none of that shit, no gravity in the motherfucker, retarded ass, 100 motherfuckers running around shooting at each other. But at that graphic fidelity, let's go back to it. Looking like this, there's nobody that can do it. Does that make sense? Call of Duty is trying and they're failing. You know what I mean? For a Battlefield fan, I'm sorry. It's not. That's not it. I'm glad that they did the PUBG shit because now you got. I feel like these two is gonna be really fighting for the PUBG shit next to Respawn. I feel like that the battle royal thing and shit. That's the kind of comparisons I'm making and shit. Let's get back to fucking GameSpot making a complete fucking ass out of himself for assuming.
Yes, we have confirmed Battlefield announcements coming in June and more coming from EA Play on July 22nd. We also have a release date sometime around October to December, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up, and we'll let you know as stuff happens. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with massive destruction, which is a great idea. Large-scale destruction hasn't always been in Battlefield games. It started with the little pleasures, like blowing up a bridge in Battlefield 2. It then grew over the years as Frostbite engine was developed and made less janky. Going back to play Bad Company 2 reminded me that it was just the best in that department. Like, hands down. The destruction was organic, it was everywhere, it was usually right in your face. Battlefield 3, on the other hand, traded better looking graphics and larger map scale for less destruction. That meant the larger environments were full of plenty of indestructible features. Battlefield 4 returned to destruction in a pretty big way, some of it involving massive spectacle, but often it happened far away from you and it wasn't quite as exciting as Bad Company. You might have not even noticed it if you weren't looking in the right direction. direction, and some maps were less interesting afterward. The giant rockets and leaked images do look like some kind of map event or major objective indicating a possible return to Battlefield 4's style. That could mean parts of maps being destroyed or just a visual indicator that matches are getting past a certain phase. What we're hoping is the next Battlefield game can harness more powerful consoles and PCs to give players the best of all worlds, the organic destruction of Bad Company 2, and the massive scale of Battlefield 3 or 4. Now you should know that it's been confirmed Battlefield.
Let me cut Soldier Boy off real quick. That's what I'm looking forward to. Let's go ahead and get back to the video.
Will be on previous gen consoles, so we don't know if that will hold it back. At the highest possible level, and we've said this before, but if we could start with a map like Siege of Shanghai and end with a map that looks like Battlefield 3's Aftermath DLC, that's the dream. So in the destruction camp, we should now talk about extreme weather events, which could be a pretty bad idea. If we're looking at what's been done already in Battlefield titles, extreme weather events like tornadoes.
Whoa, Sailor, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Once again, he fucked up. You can tell he's not a Battlefield fan or a person that plays and shit. Like, damn. You mean to tell me you've been playing this motherfucker for 30 hours, 20 hours, 10 hours, and you ain't noticed they don't have none of that kind of shit? Like, right now, the worst that we got is windy days. And the only thing that is like a graphical thing. It does not affect, which is a real life thing, which is they've been working on like real life shit for a long time. Like we got bullet drop and every motherfucking thing in there. It even got the velocity numbers on motherfucking guns and shit like that. I know some people don't want to play it on hardcore, so you can really enjoy the fucking differences and what type of gun you really supposed to be running around shooting everybody with. But weather has not been a factor at all. It's only a graphical thing that anybody that's been playing this shit has ever seen. You'll see trees moving around. You'll see the waves and shit on the motherfucking the weather. That's all it is right now. It's all superficial. I don't know what the fuck he mean by it's always been a bad. What bad any motherfucking thing? Did you know it's supposed to be harder to shoot somebody in real life with bad weather, nigga? You know what I mean? Did you know that? Did you know, like, for snipers especially? Like, let's just talk about snipers, right? Okay? From a certain distance, the wind can change the trajectory of a fucking bullet, nigga. Did you know that? Of course you didn't fucking know. Because you've been playing these games that ain't got none of that shit in it. These games ain't real life, fuck nigga. Some of us want it to be like that. Like I've been using my imagination for so long. Shit, just to finally be able to play a game that look like Dragon Ball, look like Dragon Ball. I ain't gotta have no Bobby's World fucking imagination. I can just sit there and wait, look at the motherfucker. Look at it, look like Goku and Vegeta. Shit, you know how long I've been doing that shit, fucking with video games. Shit, how long you still gotta kind of do it with a lot of these new games coming out. And I know some people like acting like every game is motherfucking AAA. Is you out your rabbit ass mind, fuck nigga? Like I can see you saying, "Oh, I don't like this game, I don't like this game," but goddamn, nigga, it's like thousands of motherfucking games out here. I seen Rich from Review Tech talking about a game that ain't even out. Ain't nobody even play. He don't know nobody that played that shit. Talking about, oh, if it's not at 4K, you getting robbed. What the fuck is you talking about, fuck nigga? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is you really saying? What game right now, besides, like, I think Forza is the only one that got 4K assets. And none of you motherfuckers gave a fuck about any of that. You know that? Why the hell ain't none of y'all playing Forza right? Oh, because it's a car game, Mike. Nobody gives a fuck about a car game doing it. Oh, well, I didn't give a fuck either. You know what I mean? Shit. So look, right now, it looks better than your shit. That's it. That's all I wanted. Nigga, good graphics. For a minute, I could have swore the PC crowd on the internet was now they flip flopping. The fucking social media shit flip flopping like a muff. 1 minute, like I don't care for 4K. I don't care. They talking about 8K. All right, well now you didn't slow down the 8K fucking 4K fucking plans right now look like. You know what I mean? Like it take a fucking this shit. When we're talking about big games, right? It's like moving a big military, right? All right. It's like owning a big business. It's like running a big ass gang and shit. You know what I mean? It's like when there's a lot of motherfuckers involved and shit, we got to plan fucking years ahead. We got to plan for this shit a long time ago. When y'all was making a big ass deal about this goofy ass shit a long time ago, well, you can't fucking make a U-turn right here. Shit, it take a minute to turn this whole ship around. Shit, yeah, they can do 4K, but they wasn't aiming for it because a lot of you motherfuckers was saying, nobody got 4K TVs and nobody gives a fuck about. I don't give a fuck about 4K. Well, look, nigga, like now we here, and now you give a fuck about 4K. Ain't that a bitch? See, that's why I be saying like sometimes, look, I'm telling you, like if I was running this motherfucker, I would been like, nah, we ain't listening to none of that shit. I play this shit too. Shit, some of these motherfuckers retarded and shit. Like, nigga, that makes sense to you, motherfucker? It don't make sense to me. Shit, that's why I'm calling you retarded and shit, nigga. Like, you better start making some fucking sense. You know what I mean? I hate to be a dispassionate motherfucker and shit. You know, cause I like to sit there and be like, you know, nice to people. But this shit is fucking ridiculous. I don't want a world to be fucking ridiculous. Shit, why don't you be ridiculous in your little circles and shit? Let's start fucking up whatever Mike playing. No, we ain't fucking up nothing Michael playing. Stop listening to these fuck niggas. I'm telling you, son. Insomniac shit. I should have been saying some shit a long time ago. I stopped fucking with a lot of this shit for a minute. You know what I mean? Because for the most part, a lot of the retarded shit they used to say is gone. They don't bring it up no more. Like it was getting ridiculous. You mean to tell me you still talking about this Xbox shit? Meanwhile, the whole world had moved on with cell phone, everything beating these motherfuckers, except for Stadia. Still, and they don't got nothing to offer you other than a fucking computer. I ain't never seen so many motherfuckers up flipping out about a damn computer. Now all of a sudden it's number. We're in the same position we was when I was first made fun of. Except now they done released all this news that we got 25 developers. Okay, well you got 25, 23 developers, whatever fuck the number is. We got 25 games coming from these motherfuckers. So I expect you motherfuckers over there to come out with 40 motherfucking games, two from everybody. That's not going to happen. All right, well, half of them come out with two of them. That's not going to happen. Then how the fuck is Sony got fucking 25 games? And we going through controversy over 26 and 27 right now over in PlayStation land. Right now we arguing, okay, it should it be The Last of Us Part 3? Haley and Druckmann just said they finished the story on a fucking radio show on some fucking internet thing like a couple weeks ago. Should they do a part three? I don't know. I don't know. I liked it. That's 26. 27 was the Days Gone Part 2. Apparently, he came up with the whole design for the game. This is how I want it to be designed. This is how I want it. I want it to be like this. The story was already done? Probably not. But he was like, I know how I want to get what I want to do with it. They was like, it's not to the standards that they want. Meaning they want him to push it harder. That's it. Like whatever you just came up with, go back to the drawing board and go harder than that. That's the whole argument right there. And he was saying not that it, and even he got on fucking David Jaffe's thing and show and was like, no, they never told him like, oh, we can never do another Days Gone. Shit, even he said it. The nigga that worked on it, both of them. You know what I mean? They was arguing, and there's this little arguing going on. Some of them blaming the people that was working on the mechanics of the game. Some of them was trying to blame the story dude. And even though they sold, made all kind of money and shit, They still motherfucking point fingers and shit at each other. That's the type of drama they going through, right? What kind of drama is these motherfuckers going through? We don't know because they perfect in these motherfuckers' eyes and shit. Like the Xbox niggas don't got nothing to say about this shit, and now that they finally did, they finally getting result. But are they gonna be happy about any of the result? You know what I mean? Like I don't believe like look. You're talking to a person that grew up like my favorite stories are from Marvel and DC, where they got alternate universes because of time and shit. People, one of my favorite characters, matter of fact, is Cable and Bishop, right? Motherfuckers that travel time and change shit and all that shit. Did a movie with Wolverine when it was really supposed to be a Bishop or Cable movie, right? Just because Wolverine's a popular one. Well, fuck it then. It's really supposed to be Bishop and Cable. My whole problem with the shit was, right, like, in these stories, they're telling us, like, even if two people do the same fucking actions, right? Like, I think that's what a lot of people think. Like, they'll be PlayStation. Like, oh man, all you gotta do is start working for Xbox. Yeah, but working for Xbox might mean a big difference. They might not make the same sort of game. Xbox might not be cool about the type of shit they doing. They might not be the same company. And because they're not the same company, and because it's a different time, it might not work out the same way you expected it. Doing the same shit they do is not going to result in the same shit. Does that make sense? Shit, maybe they ain't going hard on these niggas. I don't know. Maybe they don't pick the right people for various motherfucking reasons. Maybe there's a reason for it being the way it is right now. Accept it, fuck nigga. All right, you can't expect all these motherfuckers to be like, oh, I'm just gonna switch up. My partner over here, we making all this money all this time. We're gonna switch up right now out of nowhere and start and working on it just because you think it's gonna fucking result in the same shit. It's not. You need to live in the real world. I'm gonna have to start talking to you motherfuckers like I'm your daddy or something. Live in the real motherfucking world. Make real world decisions. All right, it's up to them. This is what they've been doing all this fucking time. It doesn't matter to me. I thought y'all was happy all this motherfucking time. All of a sudden, you go on the internet, none of these motherfuckers even like none of this Xbox shit. Talking about some Game Pass shit, nigga. Game Pass these nuts, nigga. Nigga, I got a Game Pass called PlayStation Plus. Fuck, nigga. You know, it took me like months and shit to find out what a Game Pass was. I was like, wait a minute. So it's basically PlayStation Plus? Who the fuck cares, nigga? What the fuck you talking about? Nigga, if I want to save some money and shit, nigga, I could have got GameFly. Nigga, what the fuck you talking about? I don't want to buy none of these games. Look, nigga, I want to buy these games. You know what I mean? Shit, I don't want to re-rent these motherfuckers. I'm not buying a whole lot of like. Look, I see that as something younger Mike would do, right? Younger Mike hadn't played all every. You know what I mean? Younger Mike want to play everything. That's why I was playing everything. Shit, that's for young Mike. That's not for old Mike that already know what type of shit he like playing. I know what I like playing. I'm not confused by none of this goofy ass shit. I'm not following no motherfucking trend. Uh, I feel like they following the same trends I'm going because of the money some of these companies are making. Like not every game, because I noticed that some of the ones that didn't make a lot of money, they don't talk about all every game I fuck with. The Last of Us slipped on some money a little bit this time around, and you know what I mean. Oh, I don't want to say that because they covered that shit too. What game did they not cover? I don't fucking know. Shit, I don't fucking know, nigga. I've been playing Spider-Man games from different developers since motherfucking '90s, nigga. Shit, this ain't new to me, fuck, nigga. I'm playing the same little, just like when I was a kid, like same little superhero. I got a Batman game. I got another Batman game, nigga. Like some of these motherfuckers ain't got a little crazy with it. Shit, y'all ain't forgot. Like they ain't been making games for these motherfuckers. I agree that in something with the media is saying right now on the internet, a lot of them is saying Insomniac the best Spider-Man developer. It's a lot of shit, and if you play it, you already know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you don't get it, well, fuck you. Find something else to play. Nigga. Shit, there's all kind of shit out there. Like it's only Spider-Man they came out with. Nigga, you talking about the only reason why you talking about it is because the same reason why a lot of these developers they want to fuck with Sony in the first place. It brings attention to their games. You know what I mean? Y'all want to know shit about them. Like they do pay motherfuckers, but they don't pay them like, oh, give us a good review because they'll go to jail for that kind of shit. Whatchamacallit, Microsoft actually did get in trouble and did get fined, and all you motherfuckers forgot all about it. You don't remember all them fake ass motherfuckers on the internet lying about they like Xbox? Well, a lot of them motherfuckers stopped doing videos on the internet, on YouTube. You know that shit? Only some of them still floating around this motherfucker. Shit, whatchamacallit just completely stopped talking about video games. Like it's like now nothing but news and shit. I forgot the name of them right now off the top of my head. But they used to do, and they used to be a pretty big channel. All right, people change. Zaire used to be talking about I bleed green. Now this nigga got a PlayStation. He bleeding green and blue nowadays. He's turquoise. Talking about he ain't no Halo guy. What the fuck you fucking with Xbox for? Look, I see what you're saying. You keep talking about this money they finna throw at it. You don't understand that this is just a business, nigga. That's all it is. They making money no matter how you flipping this motherfucker. It don't gotta be a lot of money for them because they make money from too many different fucking avenues. You gotta remember, it's look the big difference between these two that I would say if you really want the same kind of fucking commitments and shit that Sony doing, you need to find another developer. You need to go with Stadia. You need to go with like a small company. Don't go big because that's not who's winning these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Nintendo, that's all they got. Shit, nigga, if we don't make no good games, it's over, nigga. Every game, nigga, it's like nigga, like it's something on the line type shit, nigga. That's what it is over there. My PlayStation is starting to turn into that. Shit, they making so much money off it that it's turning to fucking. Which is, hey, this is good to me because hey, they reinvest. You know what I mean? I would have been flipping out. I'll trust me on that. I'm watching them too. But I ain't got nothing. Look, let me go rewind this shit. Listen, hold on, wait. Hold on for a second. Oh shit, did I fuck it up? I fucked it up. Did I fuck it up? Oh fuck it. Look, trust me on this shit. I'm watching these motherfuckers too. I ain't got nothing to report. Another fucking time I came on this motherfucker, I got nothing to report. I mean, you know the good news? 26 and 27 is game that we got confirmed is gonna be either Days Gone and The Last of Part 3. You're not gonna get it next year. You're not getting it. They haven't even started on none of those games, so we're not getting none of that shit for a long, long, long motherfucking time. You won't see The Last of 3 for a long time. But anyway, yeah, your little 5 year old finna be probably going to high school in a minute. That long, motherfucker. We ain't gonna see no new Last of. That's why they was probably talking about doing a remaster and shit of the first one. Fuck nigga, you get it? So they can have something out there. That's why I was like, I'm with it, just so they can have something. They're not expecting to be like putting up super big numbers. It was like it was shit for the people that really, really like the first game, like me. And don't you want it to be updated? It's the same story, but the graphics look better. You know what I mean? It's like the gameplay changes. The gameplay in two is way more superior than part one. Like part one, like if you go back, I tried going back, it's not the same, man. It's like it's hard for me to fuck with it. And that used to be one of my favorite motherfucking games. I got hella hours on that shit. I start showing pictures of the timestamps and shit Sony been tracking me all this fucking. Motherfuckers been tracking me, nigga. Like they know how many hours I'm putting in. Nigga, I just found out it was 7,000 hours, motherfucker. I'm over here thinking like, oh, I got like a couple hundred over here, couple 7,000 on motherfucking Battlefield 4 alone, nigga. All right, and I'm doing a video right now about Battlefield from this fuck nigga that's saying that he fucking played more hours than me, and he's telling you some shit that I ain't even seen the motherfucker. He said, "You remember this old ass battle?" I don't remember it. No, nigga, I didn't start playing Battlefield around that time. It's Call of Duty. Around that at the time he's talking about, I'm a Call of Duty fan back then. I'm a Medal of Honor fan back then. That's where I'm at. All right, my whole head when it came to that kind of shit is them two games. I had nothing to do with Battlefield. Like Battlefield was shitty back then. Battlefield became somebody on 3. That's when I started thinking like, oh well, damn, let me give them a shot. I got to try it out. I got to see if I like it. You know what I mean? I need to Game Pass. You know, that's when you Game Pass some shit. Don't be listening to some of these fuck niggas. Some of them just, I don't know if they got an agenda. You know, some of them used to get paid for this shit. Some of them was doing plagiarisms and some of these little sites and shit. And I want you to remember that shit because in the real business world, motherfuckers like that don't forget shit like this. That shit stays. It's like a. You ever heard of a permanent record? Okay, well pretend. Well, that's a permanent record thing you need to put right there. This nigga does that. Shit. You don't believe in permanent records? Who gives a fuck? Nigga, I'm talking about me. Shit. Now look at this shit. They was dogging no, they didn't really dog this game, did they? Huh? They didn't really say a lot. They were talking about how Abby got muzzled in like a majority of her story. It's a story about two different characters, and in her story, a chunk of it, yeah, she's buff, but there's a like a third of her story is like her being small and shit, and her not being able to do nothing. Like when she was small in the beginning, I think that's the point of her being buff. When she was small, she couldn't even fucking wrestle down a fucking. She was helpless. You know what I mean? Like she was like the thing that was great about her. I guess she knew how to climb a barbed wire fence. You know that was extraordinary for her. Where she almost broke her neck and fell down and fucked herself up. No, she ain't the same. Look, this is a new Abby. Buff Abby was like I think they put look, you gotta put I think the gameplay, right? For the gameplay, that's story shit. For the gameplay side of it, I think they wanted somebody buff like Joel was. Like this is how Joel would have been fucking somebody up. You know what I mean? And since Joel's dead and shit, who was supposed to be the male character? Owen? I think they wanted it to be a chick, and then when they was like, we wanted her to play like a fucking savage, nigga. Like you play with both of them completely different. If you play it on easy and shit, it's like a bullet game. You just run around shooting everybody. But if you like, you know what I mean, and maybe you might. But if you playing it on fucking hard, well, I demonstrated a couple of times that even I can't even like solidly get through a damn chapter without getting killed on grounded, right? Uh, because it's like one hit death. It's like playing fucking. It's like asking somebody to play fucking Hotline Miami without dying for like 3 stages. Like like the equivalent. Oh, it's probably longer than that. Like 4 or 5 stages because the amount of time each chapter take. Like, come on, nigga, is you fucking crazy? Nigga, have you played that shit? Man, you got to do everything that you can do in that motherfucker. Like, I just barely started. Not barely, but I have figured out very early on the secret to a lot of that shit is just to fucking run from every damn thing. That's the key to that shit. People running, coming at you and shit with guns, run. Shit, you got zombies chasing your ass, run, bitch, run. Cause you got a better chance at making it through the shit if you run than you do shooting it out with them. Because they will smart. The AI is incredible on that motherfucker. Put it that way. Like if you was like in special forces, you'd be like, God damn, you gotta act like it's real life. Because the motherfucker will get behind you no matter what. He will fucking start thinking about trying to get behind you. They even talk to each other like they letting you know. Hey, get behind him. Somebody try to look like right there, right? In this situation right here. Look, I recognize this shit when it's just one person hold a hostage, right? You could probably get an easy, shoot. She got behind cover, so I was aiming, looking for a spot to shoot him, right? This nigga shows up in a room, which gave her, let me try to get around this motherfucker. You see that? Look at her, trying to get around, trying to sneak around. She's trying to either get to that part of the table right there, or she's trying to get onto the side of me right here and shoot me. And on grounded, they always land headshots. You go down automatically. So I gotta get the fuck out of there. Still got shot in the back. Look, that's her getting shot in the back. You see that right there? She got shot in the back. They must have hit her in the backpack so it don't count. You know what I mean? Like that's how the game worked. Like some of the little shots, like the one that's non-life threatening, they shot him in the arm. You know what I mean? The one that's like, maybe they, look, that's the one I was trying to get to. Fuck. All right, anyway, let's get back to fucking GameSpot so they can go ahead and butcher my favorite fucking game. I'm over here talking about Last of Us when I should be talking about the current game that's on topic right now, Battlefield 6, which is not technically 6 because they already done like fucking 8 games and shit. So it's like Battlefield 9 or some kind of shit. Anyway, let's go.
Tornadoes could be problematic from a pretty large number of angles, and Frostbite Engine might not be up to the task. For a preview of that, you just need to look at Parasol Storm from Battlefield 4. Vehicle physics for any kind of boat or fast
Whoa!
Battlefield 4 was pretty.
He said Frostbite is not up to the task. They just said at the investors meeting that it is up to task. That they've everything about the last Battlefield game that they just did. They said they've improved upon all of the systems. Okay, so let's say he lied to us, right? That means that some of the systems is fucking fixed, right? Okay, if some of the systems is fixed, all right, so which ones is it? I'm thinking graphics at least, right? Right? They fucked that up too? Okay, well, what about the destruction thing, right? Like, you didn't do shit with the graphics. You know what I mean? So the destruction thing, you should at least be able to do more than what, like 2 buildings, maybe 3 buildings, like in Shanghai. Like this Shanghai, like when you get on Battlefield, you fuck with Battlefield people. If you play it long enough, and he didn't even bring it up, niggas love that shit, that Levolution shit. Like fucking Shanghai got a 24. Like, look, I've seen it multiple times over my 7,000 hours of playing. Shanghai 24/7. You know what that means? 7 days a week. We got this motherfucking thing running Shanghai. You see what I'm saying? All right, well, that's what I'm saying. That kind of shit. Like that's the stage that got the most destruction. That and the dam. Like you'll see the dam got a lot of destruction. Building. You can't level the buildings, but you can just wait. You could level the building, but only the small ones, right, on the dam stage. But on Shanghai, you can level a giant fucking building, and you can fight in the fucking floors and shit. Not all the floors, but you can fight in between some of the floors and shit, and on the roof. Anyway, let me get back to the fucking video.
Janky. And when waves kicked up, boats did not interact with the water well. It didn't just look visually odd, but it also made the aiming kind of difficult, and I can't imagine having a tornado nearby would help that. Then there's player visibility, which is its own constant problem in Battlefield, even up through Battlefield 5. Out of title set in modern times, Battlefield 4 is probably the worst offender, though. It's physically hard to see enemy players against the background on a lot of maps, and you'll often die from someone standing right in front of you that you didn't see. I can't imagine bad weather and objects getting demolished in front of your face will help that problem. I'm honestly holding out hope the next Battlefield game just makes it easier to see enemy players. Finally, just some quality of life stuff here that surprised me. I forgot that you couldn't cut your parachute in previous Battlefield games, and I'm not really sure how that's going to work with getting sucked up in a tornado. Alright, so murder robots in a near-future setting is probably a great idea. Battlefield games are at their best when players can use tools in ways you don't expect. And you bet your ass the first thing I did with Battlefield 3 was go trolling with the EOD bot. The amount of fun that you can have with modern gadgets really highlighted what was missing from Battlefield 1 and 5. Ending a sniper duel by road-killing your foe with a UAV... Oh god, you can't do this anymore, can you?
Crypto.com Visa card. A metal card. Powered by crypto. How about these perks?
While we're dealing with our commercial break, I just want to get this Game Pass thing out the way one more time. Like, niggas, you assuming that there's shit that I haven't played that if I get a chance to play it, it's going to change my mind. I'm going to fall in love with it. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible, right? But, I got to put that out there. It is possible, right? But, put it this way. It's not likely from a motherfucker like me. The people that I think Game Pass is for is casual audience. A lot of those games are not that hardcore. Some of them are. Yeah, I've noticed. I've seen Titanfall. Oh, hold on.
It's all about bringing back that sandbox. Another aspect of feature tech is it allows squads to play together more easily. I am a diehard supporter of the Tracer Dart in Bad Company 2 for its ability to communicate targets to other people in your squad. Battlefield 3 also had its own solutions for communicating targets to your team, which is where we got the really fun Javelin squads from.
Wow, look at that. Gorgeous.
Battlefield 6 will hopefully also make some progress on giving more information to keep squads together, which can be really hard to do when splitting your attention between combat objectives and where your team's heading. In the totally not confirmed leaked images of the next Battlefield game, we see some Osprey aircraft. That's exciting because Battlefield has always had a problem with airplanes. They usually just head off into the sky and do their own thing with little impact on matches. Cue complaint from old Battlefield.
That is not true. The planes do. It's just it depends on the pilot. You know what I mean? Like, the majority. All right, this is how planes work on Battlefield, right? That might be fixed in the future, right? There's not enough of them up there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people, when they want to try to plane, we all gotta like fucking. It's either two things is happening, right? Either somebody up there is just dominating so bad up there, and they got sky air superiority, where nobody on your squad want to take another L and fuck their KD up and fly up there and get down with these motherfuckers. Or, which happens often, you know what I mean? Like every day is some match somewhere. Like every time I played this motherfucker, like not every time, but a lot of times it be people that don't even want to do this dog fighting and shit up there because it's somebody up there that got like for instance, you gotta on Battlefield they want you to at least with most of the game, right? The one I think is the probably the newer ones. It's kind of fixed it, but the older ones like 4, for example, you have to at least shot down somebody, right? No matter what kind of jet you got, whatever kind of plane you got, you have to at least shot down somebody with like bullets several times, right? And once you do it, you level up to missiles. You see how fucked up that is? You level up to motherfucking missiles. Being the hardest, you know what I mean? Like, that's one of the most difficult. And so, look, it's hard to fucking, once you get, if you ever do get to the missiles and shit, and you hanging and shit up there with these motherfuckers and shit, and some of these niggas be getting, they level up to stealth. That's when you really dealing with the most difficult pilots in Battlefield. When they get up to stealth, where you flying around and you done lost this motherfucking, you know what I mean? You can't even see him and shit. And so, You gotta, I mean, not on the radar. Like you can't see shit on the radar, so you don't know where the fuck this nigga is. You actually looking around and shit all over the place. That's when you know you in trouble. I suggest stay in first person view because you can turn your head around and shit and look around for this motherfucker. But it's almost like a Kojima game because you got to learn all kind of buttons just to be turning your motherfucking head around. You got to hold like one button and look around with the other, and then the plane can only go forward when you're doing that shit. You can't be trying to fucking do any damn thing if you try to look around and shit. So it's a little technical. I say I wish Battlefield could probably simplify the controls for the dog fights and shit. But planes and helicopters are tremendous. Can be like not all the time. Like maybe for him, like somebody that just jumped on the game and shit. It depends on who's playing that motherfucker. Like everybody ain't that good with the shit, but people that is good with the shit, they make a big fucking difference. Like the jets and shit can shoot you. Man, I've been killed from the jets by doing the people just flying and doing like a little thing where they like dive and then like shoot and then try to and pull themselves and pull up and they're shooting 40 cal bullets, right? Or like bigger than 40. I think it's like 50 cal bullets on like a lot of these like jets and shit, right? So it don't take that many bullets to kill your ass in the first place. They can drop bombs on you, which was like more of a thing in the newer ones, like the World War. I think Battlefield One. That's the one where it's like a lot of people do bombs and shit, bomb runs, and they'll just fly over like a little part, a little strip of the whatever they think is a strip where everybody at and shit. And they just drop a bunch of bombs. And I've seen it. I've showed videos of the shit. I haven't showed videos in a long time. I just barely got this fucking. But anyway, uh, let's get back to the video.
Video.
But it doesn't often feel like jets interact with battle in a meaningful way. They just do their damage and leave a trail of butthurt in their wake.
Because of that issue, a lot of the medium to smaller size maps only work with helicopters because they can interact with the ground game. That's why Ospreys are so exciting, because they're a hybrid airplane helicopter that can perform both roles. As a plane, they can ferry squads across larger maps quickly. As a helicopter, they can stick around and wreck shop on objectives. It honestly solves one of Battlefield's longest running challenges with jets, which really just work on massive maps, and even then only with skilled pilots. And speaking of skilled pilots, we need to talk about controls.
Last down there alone, get in the fight for Christ's sake! Maverick! Maverick!
Maverick's re-engaging, sir.
Aircraft controls, in particular in Battlefield games, are just not up to par on a number of levels and have an incredibly steep and unfriendly learning curve. Yes, people who put in the time to master them can be god tier, and I don't want to take that away from you, if that's you. But as someone who flew helicopters a lot during matches back in the day, I was at square one again, crashing all over the place just trying to remember the basics. And that wasn't even trying to circle strafe. After spending so much time with Call of Duty 2019's helicopters, there's just straight up no reason these controls need to be that complicated at a base level. There should be an
Just cut him off one more time. All right. And let me just clear something up one more time. You have to trust me on this shit. Not all these people that be covering these video games, and I've heard it from fucking and David Jaffe can sit there and be like, hey, the God of War creator. You know what I mean? He's somebody. Ask him. Shit. He's been doing these little videos where he's like talking, interviewing a lot of the YouTube people, a lot of the YouTube video game community, a lot of them, a lot of the big names, all the big names that's on the YouTube community that cover video games. And he's had them on the show, and he's working his way up to the very top. And I don't think there's that many of them that's really up there at the top that can, maybe Mystic, you know what I mean? Get Mystic ass up on there eventually. But Mystic don't really do opinions and shit about none of this shit. You know what I mean? He just be like telling y'all, like, this is what the company finna do. This is what they finna do. And this is what games coming out on PlayStation Plus and shit. And all right, I'll see you next week. And, that's all Mystic been doing all this time. But some of these motherfuckers, the one with the opinion, the main ones with the opinions and shit, That's the ones he's been talking to. Like I had a nigga that I just seen yesterday. This nigga was talking about Metal Gear, a franchise I've been fucking with since I was a baby, right? Kid. And he was saying that fucking Gray Fox. He was like, I don't know why they call him Gray Fox. You don't know why the fuck they call this nigga Gray Fox. This nigga said his theory is because he got gray hair. No, motherfucker, it's not about his hair being gray. Nigga, like he had the same, he got the, I don't know who came up with it first. It don't even really matter. You know what I mean? I just think it's dope. It probably came out of some older, some shit older. Maybe it's some shit that's really happening and they just made a movie about it. But Gray Fox's story is very similar, like Bucky Barnes or, somebody. That's one thing that the nigga was able to figure that out. Like somebody that was like brainwashed, went through all kind of fucking since he was like a child soldier and all this kind of crazy shit. Like he's all fucked up in the head, right? Not the Bucky that's going to therapy right now. I'm talking about the savage that was running around, chasing Captain America around this motherfucker like that nigga. That's a lot of that shit is like exactly like fucking Gray Fox, right? And Gray Fox uh name is more it comes from the fact that he was a fucking it's a code name, right? It's a code name that directly comes from his time at Foxhound. Okay, it's not. I don't know why I'm trying to clear this shit up right now, but it's not a code name that it was like he was just running around his whole life. It was like his real name is like Frank Hunter or some shit, right? And motherfuckers was like, "Hey, that nigga's he's like a hunter." Oh no, I think it was like Frank Hunter. That's his real name, Frank Hunter. I didn't call this nigga Gray Fox all this time. Like Frank Yeager came from the fact that they found out he was partly German. He spoke a little German and shit, and he was fucking and Hunter means it's Yeager. It's like a word for hunter or some shit, right? So that's where the Frank Yeager, like his name is all fucked up, right? So maybe that's why he didn't understand all that shit. But the Gray Fox part only is a code name that was given to him at his time at Foxhound. And the fact that he didn't understand that shit fucked me all up. Like, I'm just saying, like, if all you did was play the first Metal Gear Solid, right? You should know that this nigga name, like, that's supposed to be like a proud, like, of all the Foxhound niggas, right? Like you should know, like he where his status is in the whole thing. This nigga was a fucking savage. But let's get back to the thing. My whole point is, I just seen a video. Like this the type of shit we getting out here in YouTube land. Like some of these niggas be just making up shit. They don't play this shit. They just start talking about it. You know what I mean? Like I don't really be making up shit. I'm upset about the inconsistencies. That's the only reason why I even done any of these dumbass videos. Like I don't want to be famous for none of this shit. Famous for what? Telling you what's actually happening, nigga. How the fuck is that famous? Nigga, that's not talent right there, nigga. That's just somebody that fucking pays attention. Ain't got ADD and shit. You niggas got ADD or something. You know what I mean? Like nobody, like he got all these views. I'm sitting there like this nigga. He didn't know what. Oh my goodness, that's just crazy to me, nigga. Like, you know how crazy that is. Like, how do you not understand that shit? I get look. Part of just. I mean, come on. It's not about. They're not coming up with code name because of the way the nigga look. That's all I'm trying to say. All right, put it that way. All right, Metal Gear. None of the code names that these niggas was given came from fucking the way they look. All right, if you at least play the fifth one, right, they give you more perspective on the reasoning and what the names mean. But that's this is like in the '84. This is a different PMC we're talking about. Like this is like this is a military that's like starting from the beginning. So. Um, it doesn't match up with the way Foxhound was using like code names and shit. Like Foxhound had their own fucking style and shit, like why they was calling each other, whatever the fuck they was calling each other. And I mean, like Ocelot, his shit, you know, he got like a history. You know what I mean? Like Shalashaska, it's like his name. He got a lot of motherfucking code names from all the crazy shit this nigga been doing all his whole life, and the fact that he's from different people. You know what I mean? Like he's a agent. Like a part of his big part of his story is he's a CIA agent. He was a Spetsnaz. He was working with I guess you would call them something like the Illuminati or something like that. Like basically like the Illuminati. Nigga, this nigga he got names from all these motherfuckers had different names for this motherfucker. So he got a bunch of different names and shit. Shalashaska, fucking, I think that was for the Russians. The Russians call him Shalashaska. You see what I'm saying? It's like, and for him not to understand at least a fucking, like, man, his is the easiest code name to understand, bro. It's the easiest one. It's stupefying, like how dumb that shit is, nigga. Like, I'm not here to fucking preach. I'm just pointing out the inconsistencies coming from the YouTube community since I started doing these motherfuckers. All right, you've been saying a lot of shit that ain't true. You've been making up shit about all kind of shit, and you know what I mean, like. And this, so I had to at least be the look. I'm the 7,000 hour. You look my shit up. You know what I mean? I that's why I keep putting out my fucking gamer tag, nigga. Like somebody, that's his code name. It means something. Look, it means something to me, motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's a code name I gave to myself. Well, technically, it's a long story. Like, PlayStation actually gave me suggestions, and I picked up. Let's get back to the video.
Default setting, and then the older controls for skilled players. Aircraft could also be very buggy, like constantly getting stuck in the skybox. Or how in Battlefield 4, if you inverted aircraft controls, the bomb sights didn't also invert, so you had to play one aircraft both inverted and non-inverted at the same time. Trying to fly an Osprey with Battlefield 4 style controls would be kind of a nightmare for less experienced players. Huge player count? Could be good or bad. It just kind of depends. In a recent investor call, it was confirmed Battlefield 6 is not a next-gen exclusive title, but the next-gen consoles will enable higher player counts. The number being thrown around out there is about 128. But here's the thing. More players doesn't equal more fun. And boy, did Battlefield 3 64-player operation...
One more little clarification. For people that is confused, I already know somebody out there is confused by something. Yeah, it's going to be on two different consoles. You do not understand. And regardless of what the PC motherfuckers is saying, like when it comes to making video games side of shit, like I know there's more powerful computer. That doesn't mean anything, fuck nigga. If nobody's making video games with those powerful ass computers, you retarded motherfucker. Look, this is the level at the highest level of fucking these motherfuckers is at right now. At the PlayStation 4 level, all right? That's for a chunk of motherfuckers, like damn near everybody. You know what I mean? We mainly talking about, that's why I was saying about, hey, they need to make another system and say, fuck third party. Shit. The console maker needs to stop fucking with third party and be like, man, fuck y'all. Because they the only ones that's pushing any of this type of shit. They're the only ones doing it at this point. Third party can't keep up. Nigga, shut up. Don't give me that shit. Konami tapped out, nigga. Where's Konami at? They tapped out a long time ago. Look, I got a retarded cousin. Let me bring him up. Retarded cousin, come over here. What is it? Hey, what happened to Konami? They tapped out. They what? They tapped out. They what? They tapped out. Where are they? They gone. That's what happened to Konami. The retarded nigga know. Fucking, they gone, motherfucker. All right, there's a lot of motherfucking developers that's out of this motherfucker. Ain't fucking with it. Ubisoft already said they going to cell phone. They chasing cell phone money. They just profit deal to them shit. Just the passion and all that shit gone. Nigga, they don't give a fuck about any video game no more. Cell phones. And I told you, fuck niggas, like the minute everybody with the liking some of the shit that's been coming out from them, like them Assassin's Creed, been blowing up. I was telling you, fuck nigga, I was like, that's not the shit you need to be liking. You need to be telling niggas to go back to Unity. And since they, made more money doing the bullshit they been doing, well, cell phones can handle all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, look, as me as a gamer, I am not following some sort of trend. I'm not trying to be like, that's retarded. Nigga, like, shut up. Like, nigga, why would I call it retarded and then be trying to be retarded? That's not me, nigga. I don't want to be retarded. Ain't that right, retarded cousin over here? That's right. He don't want to be retarded. That's what I'm talking about, nigga. I ain't trying to be politically correct. Ain't that right, retarded cousin over here? He's not politically correct. That's true. Shit, nigga, I say all kind of fucking shit. Nigga, this ain't my thing to be trying to be famous off fucking. Nigga, if anything, I just don't want them to fuck up. And I know they fucking up sometimes because they listen to the wrong fucking people. They be lying their ass off on the internet. That got funny personalities and shit. I mean, it's like whoever's funny and shit. He's real funny to me, Mike. Shut up, retarded cousin. Shit, Rich funny ass said some stupid shit and ended up doing an apology video. The next day, nigga. Talking about, I don't understand why everybody mad at me. But I think it's something to do with me talking about Ratchet and Clank before it even fucking came out. And since I don't know nobody that plays it, I'm finna talk all this shit about a game that ain't even out. That I don't even play. Why don't you talk about the games you like playing, man? Like, I think for a majority of people that talk about video games, this is something that they do, and they personal time. I do it. You know what I mean? I used to really do it when I had a lot of people around me, right? But that plays video games. But the thing is, like, shit, we're not sitting here talking about it where we're critiquing every motherfucking thing because we're talking about our favorite video game, right? But on the internet, it's talk about games you don't fucking play. I don't give a fuck about none. That's why I keep saying it. And somebody was like, "Hey, he's so selfish." Some retarded motherfucker. He's so selfish. You don't even want to talk about games. Nigga, you want to hear from me about a fucking game I don't even fucking like? That's what motherfuckers want, to just sit here talking about shit. I mean, I can do that all day. But I don't play any of that shit at the same time, though. I don't want to try that shit out. Like I seen what was some shit that's I guess I could ruin their careers and shit. Some shit I don't even fucking play. What's the game? I don't even. Oh yeah. Cyberpunk, right? But this was a game I was interested in, right? Because of the lore and the Mike Pondsmith shit, and I was like, oh nigga, they finna get down with this motherfucker. I can't wait, right? It ain't nothing like no Mike Pond. That motherfucker is broken like a motherfucker. You wanna know why I don't want to play it? Because it's broken, nigga. I seen a motherfucker rubber band. Look, somebody was playing it and was like, oh, look, I do not want to drive all the way back to the city. But somebody in the chat said that you can do this neat little trick. This nigga ran and jumped from the motherfucking desert, nigga, to the damn city, bruh. From like fucking what looked like miles. Like if you was real life, you just looking like it's miles away. Yeah, it's like miles of desert. This motherfucker just hopped and skipped and landed in the damn. I don't want to play no shit like that, nigga. Not look, even if it is fun to fucking hop, skip, and all that kind of shit, nigga. It's not. It's not thrilling enough and shit. Like this right here, me shooting these birds was like an annoying ass fucking thing I had to do, right? Because the birds was attacking, was killing my dude. I got it on like hardcore. So if these birds fucking bite you like a couple times, your little dude dies and shit, right? So you know what I mean? That was annoying to me. But it wasn't like, oh, it's not the whole game's not fun and shit. No, it was just that was a part of the game that I was not feeling like doing because the birds, like, look, it'd be crazy shit. Like I'll be running around and you can hear them like squawking and shit. You look up and they're not even fucking with you. And you just be running around doing your little thing. You get caught up fighting like a fucking horde and shit. And then I got killed when I seen a bird shadow, right, on the fucking on the road, and was like, damn. And so I'm looking around and still couldn't find this motherfucker. And then at the last second, the shit bit me and killed me. I don't like that kind of shit. That's it. Do I have a problem with somebody coming up with this fucking dope ass super that turn into all kind of shit? Hell no. That's part of the game. It looked dope. Shit, but that was also annoying. Shit, just because it's annoying don't mean, shit. For me, it's like shit that, that's like, I think it's like a stupid ass game, like World of Warcraft. Like a chunk of little, I don't like anything about that motherfucker. You know what I mean? That's what y'all like hearing motherfuckers talk about shit. Like shit they don't like talking, like games they don't play. Hey, guess what? I ain't played fucking minute of motherfucking World of Warcraft. I had somebody make me a profile, right? Try to get me to play like one of them type of games and shit. I never touched it. I had to lie to these motherfuckers and shit. Be like, yeah, I played that already. Cause I don't give a fuck. I don't want to play none of that shit. I like playing this type of crazy looking shit all the time. This is what I look forward to. All right, I know what I like playing. All right, I think everybody do. I mean, shit. Look how many different games is out there. I'm not trying to shit on the World of Warcraft. I'm pretty sure somebody out there loves that shit. I seen it on South Park. You know what I mean? Shit, the motherfucker was so amped up about taking down that one nigga that was killing everybody. Shit, I don't want to play no game like that. Like, well, you got an unfair advantage because you leveled the fuck up. I don't like that kind of shit. Like, if it's something like Bloodborne with like RPG mechanics mixed with like action adventure mechanics and shit, well, fuck it then. I could probably dig some of that shit. If it's like RPG mechanics like the way like Final Fantasy been lately going, like ever since they picked up all them niggas from Devil May Cry and had them working over there in Squaresoft. Like I can fuck with that kind of RPG mechanics. But I don't want to get too deep into it where I got two niggas standing right in front of each other. Like Dota and shit, right? Which is one of the biggest games, right? That nobody fucking wants to talk about. It's so fucking big. Nobody gave a fuck, nigga. Why we ain't talking about motherfucking Dota and shit? Cause nobody really gives a fuck, nigga. Like, have you ever looked at a motherfucker playing Dota and just standing there? Fucking, you got two characters just standing there swinging on each other. Like, look at when I'm swinging on this nigga right here. It don't look nothing like that. It mixes with like cutscenes and me doing all kind of shit. It don't do none of that kind of shit on motherfucking Dota, nigga. You be fighting this motherfucker just standing there, nigga. It's just like watching somebody play, what's the other shit? Diablo. I want to play no motherfucking Diablo, nigga. Look at that dumb, mental retarded looking shit. Nigga, I'll be making fun of these motherfuckers. I'm not nice about it because I'm not finna lie to you just so I can be nice. Shit. Yeah, I'd rather do the good church thing, good Christian thing, and not even bring it up. Seem like it didn't even happen. They didn't even make that motherfucker. Because it's better than me fucking up and having to cuss and say all these mean things about all these motherfuckers. Because I'll just go on and on about how dumb and boring that shit is. Alright? So, that's my opinion about it. I'm only talking about, like as if I was talking to a friend of mine, the games that I like. That's all I talk about. So I know when he's bullshitting about Battlefield because I like that motherfucker. Fucked up when you would talk about the game I fuck with. Play something else, nigga. You talk about it all day. Say whatever the fuck you want to say. I don't give a shit. Let's get back to the video. Shit, and finish this motherfucker. God damn, this video is like 9 minutes, and I've been on here yapping.
Metro or Battlefield 4's Operation Locker just remind me of that. It's an absolute show. There are those of you out there who like that mayhem. Good on you. But from a Battlefield perspective, these maps just feel pointless. Players smash into each other with very little skill or thought process involved. So how do you do more players right?
While we're on our commercial break, oh my goodness. Wait, I think it's. Did I skip it? I skip this shit.
You need purpose-built maps, and the king of this is still Bad Company 2, where almost the entire game was built around and balanced for rush mode. That brought just the right number of players crashing together in fun and consistent ways. In contrast, rush really did not work in Battlefield 4 when placed on large open maps built for conquest. So we're hoping that Battlefield 6 sticks with the good tradition of purpose-built maps. That means conquest maps should be large, with every objective a set piece that has consequences, like older Battlefield games. If you capture an area, it should lead to something. Control of an airfield, a bombardment, a tank spawn. No more Caspian border, you're capturing this ditch because reasons? In contrast, rush maps should be meandering and tell a good story. Simply placing more players on existing maps can go very wrong. High player count also ties into the need for crossplay, which is also a rumor. Going back to play older Battlefield games isolated on their platforms or completely dead was both not surprising and really sad. It can be hard to get a match or a decent ping when players start to leave one platform or another. To keep the healthiest communities alive, Battlefield 6 needs crossplay, and the more the merrier if they want to add it to Game Pass. Another interesting angle that I hadn't thought of until recently is if these rumors are referring to bots. Games have come a long way with bots. They could really improve the immersion of a game like they did in Titanfall. Battlefield 2 back in the day had full-on bot matches that some people really enjoyed. We are very excited for the release of the next Battlefield game and to see if any of these leaks and rumors wind up being true. There's so many other aspects of Battlefield to explore, like if kit registration and hit markers improve, will Battlefield ever get a proper kill cam? How will classes be used or changed this time around? The first official reveal is supposed to be happening soon, but in the meantime, head on over to GameSpot's YouTube page and check out our history of destruction in Battlefield. Alright, thanks for watching.
Alright, thank you for watching. We finally got through that motherfucker. That was the longest 9-minute video I've ever fucking talked about. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I will not, even though I just did, bring myself to that level where I'm talking about shit that I don't even fucking play. That's not my thing. That's not what I'm trying to do. Shit, I'm not playing this shit. Like I think, like honestly, I think there's like a group of people that do play this shit, but they're only doing it based on like what the communities be saying, and a lot of the shit the communities be saying be like bullshit. And just to give you like some for information, for your ass and shit, some of these motherfuckers in the communities work for the people, make video games for the people, and this is their job and shit for the people. All right, so you gotta understand, like, there's a reason why some of these niggas gonna say some of this goofy ass shit about certain types of shit. Like, I seen somebody talk about, like, why even do the Returnal? Because it's selling like hotcakes, fuck, nigga. That's why they did the Returnal. Nigga, this is also a job, nigga. Like, just because, like, it's a hobby. Like, I got a lot of hobbies, right? And some of my hobbies turn into, like, these billion-dollar companies, right? Like I remember fucking I was Netflixing before back way before everything was coming out, right? And now that it blew up and shit like that, I'm not sitting here thinking like, oh man, I don't like these motherfuckers doing it. I don't like these motherfuckers. I fully embrace this shit. You should be happy that it expanded and got bigger. I play video games that got bigger. They ended up making shit that looked like this crazy looking shit. Like, I don't even want to go back to that shit I used to play back in the day. And back in the day, I used to swear up and down nothing was better than playing motherfucking, I'll give you It's like one of the oldest games that I still feel like it holds up to this day. Mario, nigga, motherfucking original Mario Brothers, nigga. I think that holds up to this very day. If not Punch Out, then fuck it, then Punch Out, Mike Tyson version, right? Uh, I feel like those games still hold up. I was swore up and down like, oh, I ain't never, it can't get no better than this. And since it did, nigga, look, I'm good. Nigga, I'm happy about that kind of shit. And some of these motherfuckers seem like they just trying to hold us all back. You know what I mean? Like, you be hearing that shit from the PC market and shit. And, you know, really, they the ones holding us back because we passed the fucking, like right now, like the current consoles right now, and with the PlayStation 4, I want to say, for like a motherfucker, like, we ain't seen shit coming from PC with the free market, nigga, like, the shit that these making now, like, is beyond what we was doing for, like, fucking 40, 50 years of video games, nigga, like, it take big, giant, motherfucking team, and Jim Ryan promised me $100 million games, nigga. That's unprecedented type shit. This is crazy. This is new shit, nigga. Shit, motherfucker thought Shenmue was something, nigga. Like, we doing Shenmue shit nowadays, motherfucker. That's a different shit. Yeah, that was, and for people that don't know what the fuck Shenmue is, that was Sega's last shot trying to sell that motherfucker. Like, I didn't even know how bad. Like, nowadays, everybody knows. But back then, nobody knew what was, Sega thinking and why were they doing what they was doing. And social media, they fill you in with every goddamn thing. Well, no one bought the Dreamcast. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Nobody bought the Dreamcast. Like, they were just making games and shit trying to get people to buy the Dreamcast. And it wasn't happening. Not even that game with the fish that talk back to you and shit. I had a friend that fucking got that. We was laughing, we was making jokes and shit. And he was like, I seen that shit on sale, I'm finna go get it. He went and got it and tried to get the fish to talk to me when I went over to his house. That fish didn't say a motherfucking thing but look at me. So fuck I'm about to shut this motherfucker down. Well, a word of advice for you fuck niggas that don't know what the fuck y'all talking about and shit. Y'all ain't changing up shit, nigga. All y'all doing is changing up features. Like they probably would have did 4K, motherfucking Ratchet and Clank. Now they doing 1080p. You know what I mean? They probably would have been focusing more on cinematic 30 frames per second, which would allow them more processing power on top of all the juice they ain't even fucking tapped yet. But hey, they did it at 60 frames. Ain't you happy about it? I seen one nigga was trying to, on fucking social media talking about like, oh man, this ain't next gen, nigga. And then somebody brought up Spider-Man. What about Miles Morales? Miles Morales is at 4K and it's at 60. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's not like they can't do 4K 60, fuck nigga. They already proved it. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, what the fuck is you talking about Insomniac for then, nigga? Like, do you only play Ratchet and Clank games? Shit, if you only play Ratchet and Clank games, what's the fucking problem? Most of the games is in 30 frames, fuck nigga. If you don't like Ratchet and Clank, nigga, find somebody else to play their shit and talk about their shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a dreary motherfucking video game habit of mine, apparently. When you get to hearing these goofy ass niggas talking about this shit, these motherfuckers that make it sound like I'm miserable sitting up in here. I got motherfucking, look, I think some of my neighbors think I'm miserable when I be playing shit like before Days Gone had 60 frames. They was sitting there like, oh, he's 60 frames. Like it's a bad thing or something. Nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of my... Nigga, I don't play this shit because it's popular, nigga. I was playing this shit back when it was unpopular. That's how fucking much I like it, right? You know what I mean? I do this shit that I do sometimes that's not some shit motherfuckers like doing. People making fun of it all the time. And all of a sudden, now you ain't got nothing to say about the shit. And now it's like, hey, let me whisper something in your ear. It's not in 30, it's in 30 frames. Nigga, it looked better. Like, I got God of War right now in 60 frames. I played it last night. That's what you're seeing on the video. I didn't like the 60 frame. It looked off to me, all right? It just looked funny. All right, I just like the way 30. It looks more cinematic. I like movies like that's more cinematic. Like to be honest with you, if you ever see like when I watched the Will Smith movie, the one that bombed at the theaters, and I wonder why it bombed. Well, it fucking was a movie that was like in 100 and some frames or some shit, right? Uh, the first movie of its kind, right? First movie, action movie on top of it, and it's a movie with special effects, and it's a high budget movie, and it bombed like a motherfucker. And I wonder why? Because it didn't look cinematic. I'll give you that right there. Because when I watched fucking Gemini Man, I saw a good movie. You wanna know why? Because I watched it at the fucking 24 hertz rate that all Hollywood movies fucking film in. Fuck nigga. All right, and I enjoy fucking 24 frame hertz, 30 hertz, nigga, because it looks more cinematic. That's why I like it. All right, I get what you're saying. Blah, yeah. It's 60 frames. It's more responsible. I mean, look, nigga. If I gave a fuck, nigga, I'll say something about it. Doesn't that make sense? Shit, trying to make it sound like, oh, well, he's a subpar game. Nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of my face, look at what the fuck I'm playing and what the fuck you playing. I think I thought I was gaming at a high. Oh, I'm shutting down. Fuck y'all. Eat a dick. I'm out of here.